What's up, guys? For decades now, car manufacturers have been investing in more and more technologically advanced cars, which gradually minimizes chances of human errors. First, it was ABS brakes, then it was the ESP, and now there is the radar-controlled active cruise controls and even autonomous braking system. That said, the idea is to make cars idiot-proof. Yeah, I said idiot, and it looks like the industry will eventually produce cars which would be impossible to crash, break, or even damage. Still, regardless of how advanced modern cars are and how careful you are, you can damage them severely if you have bad driving habits. So today, we'll tell you about the most dangerous habits and how to avoid them. The last driving habit will really shock you, since I'm sure you never thought of it as a bad driving habit. But first, let's Jack with Infamous Motors review. Remember to subscribe to our channel, like the video to make it reach more people, and give us your feedback on the comment section below. You can also follow us on our Facebook page and our Instagram page too at Infamous Motors Limited. The first one is driving with no or less gas in your tank. I know you never thought of this as a bad driving habit, but almost all modern cars, they have fuel pumps located on the fuel tank. The idea is to submerge the pump in the fuel on the bottom of the fuel tank, which will help you to cool down the pump and allow it to work more efficiently when you are driving with a full tank or even half tank left. Everything will be perfectly fine. But when you are driving with dangerously low tank, you have the fuel light on your dashboard, you are not only risking being stranded by the road with no fuel left, but also breaking your fuel pump or even worse. So when you drive with no fuel in the tank, the fuel pump is not cooled down by the fuel. Instead, it quickly heats up, which might cause its breakdown. When the fuel pump is burnt out, you wouldn't be able to start the car, and you are looking at a pretty pricey repair bills. And again, when your car is not in use, mechanical impurities accumulate in the fuel tank and sediment forms at the bottom. The dirt gets into the filter and the pump, causing the damage. The purpose of the latter is to get the fuel from the fuel tank, to deliver it according to the demands of the engine. So yeah, driving your car with the fuel light on your dashboard, it's a bad driving habit. Number 2 is high revs with accord engines. This mostly happen either in a very early morning when you are just starting your car, starting your journey, or maybe you went for a journey, parked your car, it's very cold, you want to start the journey and you want to high rev the engine. So every car person likes to rev the engine at least once in a while. Yeah, the old Italian tune-up phrase that exists for a reason, as much as it sounds cool, though you have to know when it's safe to do so. You don't simply jump into the car on a cold morning and leave it to the red line. When I say the red line, I'm talking of the red line on the rev gauge on your dashboard. If you do so, you might damage the piston rings. Yeah, you damage the piston rings or your engine's valve train, which could massively shorten its life. The reason for this is simple. Just after the engine starts, most of the movable parts of the motor or of your car, they are not yet properly lubricated or warmed up. If you leave it, metal parts will rub against each other, creating some friction, which will damage the engine internals. If it's not a hot day, you should wait until the engine gets up to working temperature before pushing it to high RPM. So what do? Start your car in the morning. Maybe go wipe your car, the likes of maybe the windscreen. Wait for about 2 to 3 minutes. Hapo ndipo tunasema you are waiting for gari yako ipadishe oil. So after that, now you can rev your engine, but not too hard until you are sure that your engine is really hot enough. The third driving habit, bad driving habit, is driving the clutch. If you don't know what riding the clutch is, let me explain. So When you drive a manual transmission car, you need to press the clutch in before changing the gears, right? So, well, if you're in a slow lane or you're moving at a walking space, sometimes drivers ride the clutch or just press it halfway to make the car move very slowly to keep up with the traffic. Although this is practical in some conditions, it's also very harsh for your clutch assembly. Riding the clutch often immensely shortens the life of your clutch, and it's a dangerous habit to have. So, the clutch isn't a footrest. Manual transmission cars, yes, they are becoming less common as the automatics takes over. But if you still drive a manual, it's worth pay attention to what your feet are doing. Drivers prematurely wear out the clutch. Maybe when they are feet on the clutch pedal while driving, and what this does, it partially disengages the clutch and allows the flywheel at the end of the engine to rub against the clutch and the friction materials without fully engaging with it. So excessive slipping the clutch, such as partial engaging it to keep the car stationary on the hill, will also get the clutch to the end of its life much earlier than expected or than what it was made for. The fourth one is keeping the regular maintenance intervals. Just because there is nothing wrong with your car doesn't mean that you should skip the regular maintenance. The key is to long life and dependability of your vehicle. It's exactly that regular and thorough maintenance. The likes of changing the oil filters, checking the brakes, checking the coolant level, the undercarriage of the car, and so on. So it shouldn't be considered as an unnecessary expense. So having your car serviced according to manufacturer's requirement will help you tremendously in the long run and probably put some money back to your pocket, saving on the repair bills, which will not only increase the car reliability but also minimizes the chances of nasty surprises and breakdowns. Of course, a well-maintained car with fully serviced history will also get you a significant better price when you eventually decide to sell it. So, the number 5 bad driving habits is resting your hand on the gear stick. Whether you're driving a manual car, whether you're driving an automatic car, drivers have tendency to rest their hand on the gear stick. Many people have the habit of resting their hand on the gear stick when driving, and this shouldn't be done for some several reasons. The most obvious is that you need both hands on the steer. Another harmful effect is that such small yet constant pressure on the gearbox turns it into kind of a cocktail shaker, displacing synchronizers and gears. So this in turn leads to problem with shifting gears, and whether you own an automatic or manual car, a transmission that is not working correctly can cause serious problem, both under the hood and out of the road. And moreover, transmissions are very complex, you know that. So they have many moving parts. So this bad habit can easily bring you huge expense of transmission repair. So next time you decide to rest your hand in the gear stick, remember the consequences and better move it to the steering wheel. You better hold your hands on the steering wheel, just like you were taught by your instructor when you went to the driving school, of course, if you went to one. Continue. Now we come to the last bad driving habits. As we told you as we were getting started, the last driving habit will really shock you, because did you know that not driving your car at all is a bad driving habit? Yeah, now it is. Cars are designed to be driven regularly. Yeah, regular driving, it warms up the engine oil, the coolant, the brakes, the exhaust system, which reduces deterioration and helps water to evaporate from areas where it shouldn't be. So regular driving also keeps your battery in good condition. The tires also, they become misshapen if the cars rest on them without moving for extended periods. So cars don't like running on the old fuel either. So keeping the fuel moving through your car, it will help avoid difficult starts and thick deposits clogging in the fuel system, and as well it will reduce the chances of water getting into the fuel, which causes the corrosion, since remember these cars are made of either steel or aluminium. So that brings us to the end of our today's topic, which was poor driving habits that we drivers normally commit. So you can tell us which driving habits got you surprised. The last one, of course, right? So do you agree with these poor driving habits? Let's know in the comment section below, and don't forget to like the video if you like it, of course. Till next time, cheers.